If you're watching this, the odds are you have goals. And if you don't have any goals right now, then stop watching this and go write them down. They don't have to be 5-year goals. They don't have to be these long-term goals. They can just be short-term goals for the next month, the next 2 months. Whenever we write down our goals, they're always like arbitrary things, right? It's like make $2,000 next month. We'll gain 4 kgs of lean muscle. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Like, that's actually the good way to write down your goals, because you're being like clear on what exactly you want to achieve. But you see, the thing is that most goals aren't really achieved because they aren't goals, they're wishes. See, a goal is a target or aim that you relentlessly work towards as much as you can. Whereas a wish is something that you want to happen but you aren't willing to put in the work for it to happen. So with that wish, it will never turn into a goal, it will never turn into a reality because you're never working towards that thing. So obviously this video is about how to achieve your goals. The obvious answer would be work towards your goals, and that is true. That is the simple truth. To achieve your goals, you have to work towards them. But what I'm about to tell you is going to massively change the game for you. And listen up. You become what you think about. It's simple as that. There's no exceptions to this rule. There's no people where this rule doesn't apply. For every single human being on this earth, you become what you think about. And the reason why I believe this to be true is that all the philosophers, every great teacher of any religion, they all agreed on one point. And that point is you become what you think about. You see, Marcus Aurelius says that a man is nothing but his thoughts. He also says that you become what you give your attention to. So what you give your attention to is what you will think about. So you become what you think about. James Allen, in his book As a Man Thinketh, it's literally a book about how your thinking will determine the type of person you'll become, and that every man is made or unmade by his thoughts. When you go into the Bible, in multiple books in the Bible, you are told that your thoughts govern who you become. So in Proverbs, Solomon will be saying, what's your thoughts? Jesus will be saying the exact same thing, but in different words, like in a different way of saying it. In fact, I have a verse, you won't be able to see it, but I have this verse on my wall. It is Mark 9:23, and it says, if you can, said Jesus, anything is possible to the one who believes. So it's just showing that if you believe something, if you're constantly thinking about something, that thing is possible for you. And you may be like, this is wishy-washy stuff. You'd be like, here's Takura again with his new age stuff of, you are who you think you are. Stuff like that. And that's a line from Drake. Well, actually, the actual line is, Drake was saying that it's crazy when you are who you think you are. So you're saying he became the person who you was thinking about. So it's even insinuating that who you thought he was in the past, he's actually become that person. So essentially what you need to know is that all successful people, 99% of them, will agree on the fact that you are what you think about. You will become what you think about. It is inevitable. It is a law of the universe. So in the context of achieving your goals, obviously you're going to need to think about your goals obsessively. However, thinking about your goal obsessively, fair enough, that will help. But what you need to do is to distinguish the type of person that you will need to become to achieve that goal. So you have to ask yourself, what type of person earns $10,000 a month? What type of person will I have to be to do this, to gain 4 kgs of lean muscle? And then once you do that, you need to think as if you're that person. I know this sounds like wishy-washy, but I promise you it works. Try it for 30 days and you'll be amazed at the progress that you will make. So you need to constantly think as if you're that person. You need to think about success. Instead of thinking about all the reasons why you can't do something, think about all the reasons why you can do something. So you need to find literally all the small details about this person. Everything that you can think of, like this person sleeps on the right side of okay, that's a bit stupid, but once you have that image of that person, think, as I said, think as if you're that person continually and throughout the day. Think of success, because you are what you think about. As a man thinketh, so he is. So if you think of success and if you visualize success, I actually have a video on success. That video, the card will come up here. In that video, I explain how to visualize success, how to think, and also I tell you how to apply things from books such as a Man Thinketh, So He Is. Well, the book is actually called As a Man Thinketh. I always extend, I don't know why. So obviously, I wouldn't feel good about myself if I just told you something and I didn't give examples, because whenever I'd be watching videos, someone would be like, you need to change the way you think. And I'm like, how? I'm just left in the dark. So essentially, the example I can give is, let's say you want to gain 4 kgs of lean muscle. You need to be constantly thinking about gaining 4 kgs of lean muscle. You need to have that goal embedded in your mind, and every single thing that you do should be in alignment to that goal. And the best way for anyone who's gone to the gym, you make the most gains when you change your identity. So when you change your identity from like occasional gym goer to like a gym rat, the change in your discipline is seemingly effortless. The change in your discipline is seemingly effortless. The reason why the change in your discipline is effortless is because you start thinking about that goal. You're always thinking as if you're that person. So you see yourself as a gym rat. It's like you change your identity. You may have a bad body then. You may not be proud of it. But there's a part of you in your brain that believes that you are that person with a dream body. You are thinking as if you are that person. You're always thinking about that goal. When you're always thinking about that goal, it's easier to get yourself to act. It's easier to get yourself into the gym on days where you don't feel like it. And see, this thing can be applied to different things. You know, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to do it. In the next 12 months, I'm going to massively explode my income. And the reason why I'm so confident is because as a man thinketh, so he is. I can say this with complete confidence. You can come back to this video. You can start it, save it, whatever you want, screen record and put it on your statuses and like, look at what he's saying. But I can guarantee you 12 months from now, my income would have exploded. Because as a man thinketh, so he is. So I'm not going to give you advice and not use it myself. I've actually been using it in the gym. I was constantly thinking about like testosterone, thinking about gaining muscle, thinking about just developing a good body. And that's been like my main like sort of like purpose this year, like improving my body. And this was me at the beginning of the year. And this is me now. And this isn't even a final thing. This is just progress. This time next year, people will be asking, did you take steroids? Is there something that you're taking that you aren't telling us about? That's what people will be saying. So the key thing that I want you to understand with this concept of like, as a man thinketh, so he is, and like thinking about your goal to achieve it. What you need to know with this concept is that achieving the goal doesn't make you the type of person who achieves that goal. I know this sounds wishy-washy. However, it's being the type of person will allow you to achieve that goal. So let's say your goal is to make $20,000 a month by the end of 2023, like to reach that income level. Achieving that goal will not make you the type of person that you want to become. Like, it doesn't go that way. What you need to do is to become the type of person that achieves that goal, and then you will achieve that goal. So if your goal is to make $20,000 a month, you have to become the type of person who achieves that goal. And how do you become the type of person that achieves that goal? You think as if you're them. So you ask yourself, what does someone who makes $20,000 a month, what will he do in this situation when he feels tired and he doesn't want to get out of bed? What will that person do? When you're faced with two decisions, should I watch Netflix or should I watch educational documentary, something like that, you ask yourself, what would a person like that do? And you see, this will feel unnatural at first. It'll feel as if you're going against the current of the river. But I promise you, as you continually do this, it'll become more and more natural until you will eventually become that person. You will actually become that person. All decisions will be like automatic. You will know exactly what to do in that situation because you would have become the type of person who earns $20,000 a month. I said that this worked with me for going to the gym, but it also worked with being a head boy. For those of you who don't know, 99% of you don't know, but in my final year of high school, I was head boy of my school. And let me tell you, in lower six, so lower six is a year before your final year. So in lower six, I literally thought about being head boy, literally like 80% of the time. I'd ask myself, when I was in head boy, I'd ask myself, what would a head boy do in this situation? I asked myself, what type of student deserves to be head boy? And it's not like I was just changing myself. I just thought as if I was a head boy. And because I thought as if I was a head boy, because I was constantly thinking about that goal or aspiration, I became that. I became head boy. Promise you, thinking about a goal obsessively and thinking as if you are the person who's achieved that goal, it will guarantee that you'll success. I know it sounds wishy-washy. I know it sounds like I'm speaking rubbish. But try it. For the next 30 days, try to think as if you're the person that you want to become. Constantly think about your goal. Literally, get like some notepad. Like this is my notepad. I always put like my to-do list on it. Every single day, write your goal. So for me, I'll write the income that I want to be earning at the end of next year. Every single day. And I just think about it throughout the day. I think about myself as if I've already achieved that goal. And the funny thing is I'm making strides towards it. And best believe, as I've said, next year we'll be coming back to this video and I'll show you that it's worked. In fact, I'll tell you, my goal for the end of 2023 is to be earning $20,000 a month. Right now, I live in a third world country. I'm from Zimbabwe. $20,000 a month will put me like probably in the top 0.5% of my country, something crazy like that, because it's a third world country. So most people earn about, on average, I'll say on average, the average salary is like $200 a month, probably even less. But next year, my goal is to be earning $20,000 a month, and now I hit it. And you may be thinking, why is this random guy from Zimbabwe so confident that he's going to achieve this goal? It's because as a man thinketh, so he is.